So today we'll look at a workflow, a common workflow having need to import a PDF from catalogs or schematics made by customers or whatever. I have just 3 examples of PDF. One is a standard Bosch Rexroth pumps catalog. Another is a catalog of, in this case, that's a random I found in internet, regenerative valves. And the other is just another example of counterbalance valve. I will show 3 different ways how this PDF can be imported. As we all see, all those PDFs are in multi-sheet. So we will see now how to select a page in the PDF and import in the HyDraw space. So as always, we start with a new drawing. And we find the tools to import PDF on the Insert tab, PDF Import. PDF Import will ask you to select the PDF. You go into the folder. And for instance, let's take the Rexroth pump catalog, and we open the catalog. Now we have a dialog asking which page we want to insert. So we may just select, let's say, page 12. There are several options in the PDF. If you are working with Imperial, nothing has to be done in the scale, but since I'm working with a metric template, I will make 25.4 times larger. As you can see here on the PDF data to import, we can import vector, geometries, solid fields, true type text, also images, and we can use PDF layers if there are PDF layers in the document. Import as a block is not needed, while these options join line and arc segments and convert the solid fields to edges is recommended. And also infer line types is better because in this case, HyDraw will try to make a dashed line instead of all single segments. When you click OK, HyDraw will translate the PDF into DWG entities. And now in this case, we can just delete what we don't need. And we have a clean geometries made of lines that we will use to change and to work on it. I'm now trying to open another PDF to see what common scenarios we have. Instead of this one, let me import, always the import PDF. And let me take, no, I had a Linde pump. This one was another catalog. In this case, the quality of the diagram is not consistent across different pages. Let's take page 24. As you see now, this is slightly different. Let me change a bit all the colors. So to change colors of drawing entities, you select everything and you put all in a layer that maybe layer 0 is fine. Everything will be white. Layer is located in the drafting menu. As you see, in this case, the drawing is an image. It's not made of lines. In this case, really nothing can be done except maybe using the frame to create entities on top of it. Please remember that you can draw lines on top of entities. Of course, if you use a black background, like in this case, the line will be not visible because the line is white. We can change line color by selecting a different layers, or in these cases, a recommendation could be changing the background color. You go to HyDraw options, colors, and you make the background white. Apply and close. In this case, you simply change the workspace. Now the line are black, and you can use the part of the image that you need to draw your diagram. Let's move to the third sample. So let me go back to my standard black colors, and I go to a black background. Let me get rid of everything, and let me import our example. which is our Atlantic Fluid Tech. I want page 4, scaling up by 25.4, and press OK. This is the diagram, all the catalog page translated. As you can see in this case, the quality is high. All the geometries are well recognized. Really depends on how that document has been made. If it has been made by a CAD application, then the chance that this drawing will come very good is very high. I just get rid of everything I don't need. I just concentrate on the small diagram. Now, there are some commands that we need to know, and those are AutoCAD commands to work efficiently on this diagram. One command which is very important when you import entities that are not made directly by AutoCAD or by HyDraw CAD. This command is called Overkill. You can type Overkill with a keyboard. As you can see, let me make this command line slightly larger. This is the command line. Every HyDraw command can be run by the command line just by typing the command name with the keyboard. So Overkill is a command that on a selection of entities will remove overlapping entities. I mean, if there are several lines overlapping each other, you don't need more lines, you need just one. This command will clean the drawing. In this case, as you see, it found 77 overlapping objects. Another command that I use in these cases is explode. You can just write explode. Explode will break any block that could be in the entity that we don't want. And maybe another time overkill. After explode, that can be okay. If by chance you close the command line, to open it again, it's Control-9. Control-9 will close it and also will reopen. Remember Control-9. Command-9 is very common because a lot of commands of HyDraw will ask some interaction, and normally it is through the command line. Now let us start working on this diagram. So according to what we need to do, basically in this case, we could need to make a symbol out of the entire diagram, or we could really make a small circuit out of it. So let me first normalize my diagram. One important topic I want to highlight here is that when we make diagrams, we want to have dimensions consistent across all the symbols in our library. Normally, in every diagram you import, there is for sure a relief valve or something that is similar to a relief valve. And if you measure this, and you see that's 3.76, this should be 8 drawing units in both imperial or metric. So what we do is we scale up, we select a start point, and we make it 800 by 366. And now it's 8. This is good. In this case, the drawing will be fitting the exact scale of all the other symbols in the HyDraw CAD library. Now, as you see, and now I'm loading the Library Explorer, and I want to place a symbol for, let me go to the hydraulic symbols. Let me take a pressure control valve, relief. As you can see, the size is similar, but colors is not similar. So to arrange color in our diagram, we must be a bit familiar with the ISO standard if we want to make all the symbols compliant to ISO. And to change colors, well, ISO is also defining layers for all the symbols and all the drawing entities. So you move to the drafting. Normally boundaries are in the layer that is called ISO Line Uni. And you can use the match properties to copy attributes between different entities in the drawing. And let's say that I take everything yellow. The internal part, so the flow path in a symbol should be using the ISO Line FLU. As you can see, you can select the multiple entities at the same time. and you can select the layer, desired layer. So this will apply a change to all the entities in a layer. If you like more the colors, you can select the entity and say, I want to use ISO in pressure. So that's the layer that is normally used for pressure lines. So in this case, also the diagram will look better in terms of color. And at the same time, we can apply ISO lane control, which is the dashed line control. And again, match properties, we touch the source, and then we click on the destination. In this case, we can really efficiently do our changes in the diagram. Internal elements normally are green. Let's make it quickly. And connection dot, under symbol menus, we have an ISO element library that will load several on the right ISO building blocks. So it's very easy to create, in this case, for a symbol, to create connection dots. So you just delete the entities that you don't need. And with a double click, you place the dot and place here. And let me remove all the dots that are not needed. You can also copy entities in the drawing. You just say, well, let me remove. To copy entities, you can do Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V, but it's not as convenient in AutoCAD. The easiest way is select, right-click, and do the copy selection so that you can select the start point and the end point. So in this case, you have full control and you can keep copying all the entities where you need. So you can keep adding all the dots where you need. So instead of copying and paste, that will leave the connection where you leave the paste command. In this case, you have control, precise control of the position of the port of the copied entity. Now my symbol has must have ports. As we see here, we have this red cross. That's the symbol port 1 and 2. So to create symbol ports, there is an easy way in HyDraw CAD 2020, and it is in the symbol menu, insert symbol port. When you click insert symbol port, look at the command line. It is asking for a port name. My port name is C2, enter. There is an optional port name, not required in this case, enter, and we touch the position. Then re-enter to repeat last command. The port name is C1, and again, enter V2, enter V1. And we can close all the other entities. Let me get rid of the, and let me copy, because later I want to do something else on the same diagram. Now we want to save this drawing into our library. Or we can transform the symbol in the drawing. So there are two options. One is if we want to add this symbol to the library, and the other if we want just to use this symbol in the drawing. To use in the drawing, we go to the System tab, convert to HyDraw, and we select the component type. In this case, that's a manifold. We select the objects, enter for confirmation, and the insertion point of our symbol. So this command will transform, click convert. This command will make our symbol in the drawing. So as you see now, this is a symbol with item 1, which we can move. And if we close the building blocks and open the property manager, we'll see this symbol as attribute of a manifold. And this symbol will be able to connect with other symbols. So let's say that we put a relief valve, and we can connect port 2 with port C2. If we want this symbol in the library, then we must go to the symbol tab, load the components library, and here we can create a new folder. Let's say that we want a new folder called webinar, HyDraw webinar. Inside this folder, we want a new symbol, which is a manifold. Okay, we select the entity, enter, and insertion point. Now the symbol is available in the library and I will be able to use it and manage in my library. So just an example, I close the Manage Component tab. I load the library navigation, HyDraw webinar, double click, and we place the symbol in the drawing. This is one part. So if your diagram has to be a symbol, I recommend you follow almost this way. You create jumpers, dots if needed, and please be aware that we have in the ISO elements, you find also the jumpers. So you can build really all the connection segments in pieces with lines and arcs. While on the other hand, if this becomes a diagram that you want to reuse, let me get rid of connection dots. And let me also change layers, not because it's needed, but because I want to show you how the functionality works. So it's like these geometries were just imported. So let me just apply the same layer so that it's clear they are not HyDraw lines, they are just AutoCAD entities in the drawing. Now in the System tab, the Convert to HyDraw command is not only helping you with creating symbols on the fly, but it will help you also with the transforming lines into connection lines. So for example, we can say, I want a pressure line, and I want to transform a selection of entities. And let me take also these ones. Enter, convert. So in this case, HyDraw will transform connection lines. You can then split and do other segments. So as you can see, the connection dots in this case were made automatically. Same here, I want to convert to HyDraw, and that's a pressure line. Convert. And then we can say these two lines, convert. And you can go on, convert. There can be some situation like this where there is no real intersection if you zoom in, so the drawing was not precise. In this case, what you need to do is you move the connection line far away and then you jump again on the connection. Interesting command. If you click Shift right click, you have a temporary snap selection. So in this case, I want to go perpendicular to the line. So Shift right click, I select the perpendicular and go perpendicular to the line. That's an easy way to make a connection. Then if you want, you can just delete lines and make the connection manually with AutoCAD HyDraw commands. So you can start the connection and say, not in this case, auto connect will not be smart enough. Shift right click midpoint, and we can click and end the connection anywhere. And here also we can make this one was a pilot line, so let me make pilot line starting here, and we go Shift right click perpendicular here. So as you can see, in this case, I used the HyDraw connection line, and I used the functionality available in the convert to HyDraw to transform entities into connection line. This is applicable to any geometry that you import, DWG, DXF, whatever. Even geometries that you can just draw. Let me just create some random lines. Some are touching and other are not. Shift right click nearest. And you can use always the convert to HyDraw to transform entities into connection lines. And then the connection line can also change. Right click, connection, maybe that's a control. And connection, that's also a control. Maybe that's a drain line. So these commands, convert to HyDraw, will help you always when you need to work on entities that have not been drawn with AutoCAD from beginning. So you can create symbols on the fly, and you can transform lines into smart HyDraw lines. The advantage of HyDraw connection line is that the connection dot is made automatically, jumpers are made automatically, and the connection dot and jumper is controlled by the program. So if we open HyDraw options, another HyDraw option is available in the circuit tab on the top right. Really, the easiest way to launch HyDraw option is to type YO. YO will run directly. It's the alias for the HyDraw options. And in the connection, we can change. Maybe we don't want jumper because ISO 1219 says no, jumper is not required. I honestly like jumpers, so I prefer to draw with jumpers. But the ISO will represent a non-intersection just with no connection dot. And maybe we want a larger connection dot. Okay, we made a change in our drawing style. To apply the change to what we are viewing in the drawing, we need to run a regen. So we type regen, and that is changing. As you have seen, connection dot has changed, and no jumper is introduced in the drawing.